Creating great ads in China. Now this is thoughtful. Hello, I'm Trevor Lai in Shanghai. Recently on Thoughtful China, we looked at China's reputation as a creative market. That episode included a panel discussion between 3 of China's leading creatives, talking about their favorite ads that ran in this market during 2011. So now we're sharing an extended version of that interview. We hope you enjoy it. With me now is Kevin Lee, Executive Creative Director and Partner at Leagas Delaney, Shanghai. Mayan Lo, JWT's Executive Creative Director for Northeast Asia and China Chairman. And Fan Ng, Saatchi and Saatchi's Executive Creative Director for China. We've asked each of you to bring in some of your favorite work from ads produced in China this year. Obviously, not from your own agencies. Fan, let's start with you and look at your first ad.
兄弟，先弄好你的牙齿吧。借过来。好了。凯露，我们还要去海边呢。
So Fan, why did you pick this series of ads?
Yeah, I love because I love the length of it. No, but yeah, it's because it's based on right now the media. Normally we used to have like 30 seconds, 15 seconds kind of ad. But because of the new media, like online ads is so important right now. Most of our generation, like 80s and 90s, they never watch TV. Most of their time they spend online. So that's why this is the perfect chance to have these like long
Some storytelling.
version.
Basically,
Yes,
there's a lot of storytelling in
yes.
here. There's a narrative
Exactly.
that requires a longer period of time.
Yeah.
But is it effective? I mean, this type of story
is
engagement.
really effective. And then I think they have cut into short version to broadcast in like if you take taxi in Shanghai, like at the back the touch screen you will see all these at launch all the time, and it is really intriguing because every little story is good and then perfectly linked with the products. So I think it's clever, real, lovely.
It's also
and,
very subtle. There's
yeah.
a lot of subtle nuances in the acting and things like that.
And give also that kind of that emotional value to the brand rather than very functional or like how good for your teeth,
Except the ending slogan. You know, I think the client, on one hand, you know, they should, be applauded, for their really the courage and also the production money put behind the film. But I think at the end, at the very end, they couldn't let go. The functional.
Putting a slogan.
Putting a big slogan, which is totally out of place. With the story. When you enjoy the story, you almost like melt into the drama and oops, slogan. It's a commercial after all. So I think that yes, it is a great ad. I love how it brings back the romance and all the charm of film, and like what Fan said, they have put it into episodes, so the young guys needs to follow episode by episode, and then they launch it phase by phase. So people are really after the whole drama, but then it's like every episode at the end, they spoil the story, with it's good for your teeth, extra good for your teeth. So I think this is something I think that can be done better.
Kevin?
I think the magic of the commercials, I would say, is actually commercials episode, because I think it's natural, embedded the product into all the films. I think that's the magic part, because if you look at all the old ads, it's about 30 seconds, like France say 15 seconds, and they use the same formula. I think for Wrigley's to use something different, I think this is quite daring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be encouraged, because and again, they rather than going to the the bought media, the 30 second, 15 second, they go to the we call it the video website, so that people can just look at video films and etc. Youku and Tudor. Yeah. So I think it's a very smart move, because it is, after all, in China it's a channel. Yes. People, if they want to watch film, they go there, instead of switching on the TV set. So, yeah.
And also, this is also create a kind of situation right now, because normally our client will keep asking when we do like PPM, they keep tell me the 15 second, don't like say cut down. I want accurately 15 second. But right now they ask for long. They say, express your creative, do longer one, because people like to enjoy it online. So
and the engagement now is something that they select. Whereas before, it was just forced upon you. In between your shows, you would just have to watch it or turn it off or not look away. Now you choose to go on these websites. And as you're engaging with the content, then you start to get drawn into the next episodes.
And so, in fact, actually, the challenge is tougher, because all the films you need to challenge with all the Youku crazy, like all these like Pookie films on Youku.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And Mayan, let's take a look at your selection.
Yeah.
So why did you pick this ad?
Okay, first of all, sometimes it is difficult to, when you see a great creative piece of work, sometimes it's difficult to rationalize it, because it just strikes you emotionally. When I watch that film, first it's kind of like a little bit, it's tears almost like swelling my eyes. And then until the very end, you kind of feel the hope, you kind of feel the joyfulness, with the kids. And I guess it is also very difficult, for a multinational client to do public services in China, because of this face thing, the ego thing. But I think, the multinational company here, I think they did a great job in terms of striking the balance, and so that people are paying attention to that project, and hopefully more people can chip in and do good for the less wealthy. So, yeah.
I think part of it is how genuine it comes across. It doesn't look like they dressed it up. It doesn't look like they staged anything. Very simple, and the sounds that you hear as they're cleaning, the bowls, basically eating every last grain. I mean, I guess those are the simple things.
I think also not just the advertising, is the activities behind what they're doing is suppose we should encourage. I think this is.
You mean the actual initiatives?
Actual initiatives, yeah.
Certainly.
And I again, looking at it from purely creative angle, I love how the director can look at a subject matter in a very objective way. I can sense the coolness of the observer behind the camera, but at the same time, like exactly what you said, because the authenticity, the real feeling is being captured. So that's why you can feel and breathe, with the people around the film.
Are these sometimes your favorite projects as creatives? The fact that you're given perhaps a little bit more flexibility to work with, emotional causes or initiatives like this, rather than just purely a commercial. Is this something that's liberating from a creative standpoint?
I think definitely, and because I think if you look at the China market nowadays, it's all driven by the media. When you got the brief, in the brief that actually stated there is like 30-second or 15-second. So I think it's important that also the marketers got to think the other way around. It shouldn't driven by the media. It should driven by the ideas.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Lately, we receive a brief because the client has to cut media for 2012. So from a huge campaign, we now need to think of 5-second TVC. And then it's already costing them like 100 million in media money. But it is 5 seconds.
I think also very important is in the long run right now, because of the all new media, everything become very transparent. Like, I think also our role is not just doing advertising, that kind of very commercial kind. We got the chance to influence people. We help the brand to go back to their purpose, to how to help people or to create other things. So it's not just using also limited media to talk. We can do the whole thing to really influence people from all other channels. Yeah, so I think it's more interesting, and then this is more powerful for us.
Well, JWT talks about engagement, obviously, and that's probably the starting point. Is now it's no longer just putting the ads out there. Mm-hmm. It's about how that kickstarts the social conversation, how that kickstarts all the other below the line activation.
True. So I like it is because I think if you look at this piece of work, it really tells you that nowadays our thinking has been liberated by the new technology and also the new media. I wouldn't say actually digital is new media, it's actually old media, Mm-hmm. So, but it really liberated by the new technology, because if you look at the consumer insights, it's based on the same insights. As a human, you are greedy, you like special promotions, and queuing up to get the free promotions of whatever special offers is a hassle. So you don't like to, like queuing up under the hot sun. But actually with the digital news space, they enable you to, do the same thing. Whereas just like, for example, you can just, like working and queuing at the same time. Why not? So it's interesting in the way that it actually give a brand an opportunity to fulfill the consumer needs, that you can queue up and get a special offer in a very convenient way. So that's what I like about it. Yeah, it really based on a very simple human insight.
Now, in your experiences recently, are a lot of these interactions being driven by the agencies or the clients? So is it the agencies that are coming up with these opportunities and saying, let's look at something non-traditional, or is it really the clients driving this? In my experience, actually, a lot of times, when we presented a totally integrated campaign, inside the room, everyone is so excited. Wow, great idea, good thinking, let's do it. But when people get out of the room, when they face the reality, the complication and the complexity of, executing things that they are not familiar with, because if we used to, do TV spots, easy, right? Shoot, PPM, blah, 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 got the station copy, send it to the, station. But then if we need a viral-led campaign, how can we do that? Where do we start? People start nervous. So I think right now what really helps these ideas see light and really being executed in the real world is to make sure when you present the idea, you already think through all the execution, in the throughout the process. It's almost like holding hand with the client, make sure they don't have to worry about how to do it and when to do it. So I think that's very essential. Right, but that also presumes that everyone in the agency actually also knows how to do all these things.
Yes.
And in a lot of cases, to be quite frank, a lot of them perhaps don't necessarily understand it, as you said, through every execution.
Yes.
And so therefore, sometimes they're probably easier led by the client, and then everyone's the blind leading the blind.
Yes.
And then at the end, everyone loses their courage because nobody really knows what they're doing.
True.
So, I mean, how do you, as the leaders within your groups, how do you actually drive that? Because it's a proactive thing, rather than well, let's let everyone, naturally develop it. How do you drive that from a really proactive standpoint?
I think it's a process. To us, it's really, right now, we almost get rid of the digital team. We don't have any more digital team because everyone is merged into one integrated team. So we no longer have digital team. So it's in every creative unit, every account unit, everyone has to do everything. And of course, it is a painful process, for some of the animals like myself, a dinosaur. So we really need to learn hard, catch up with the game and etc. But at the same time, I think it's a very natural process because when you recruit new blood, these guys, so easy for them. They have been playing around these interactive thing, digital thing throughout their lives. Why you guys find it difficult?
Right.
So,
and they're probably wondering why you're spending all this time filming these TVCs.
Yes. So I think with all this new blood, and then with the determination.
I find exactly our structure also in Shanghai Saatchi is we don't have digital team, but we have some expertise digital people. But also every member has to be know about that, and then they work together. Yeah, but I find this is a very good opportunity because the not the traditional digital people, when they think about things like even I have more creatively, because we don't have that kind of baggage, whether it can work or not, but we will ask for better solution. And I think right now, because of the technology development, the technology that definitely can fix. So we push the whole envelope topper better and better. So we feel exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's take another look at one of your selections.
Going back to this case, just want to comment a little bit on this Uniqlo queuing up. I think that it is a great idea, especially when they first launched it in Japan. Reason being, Japanese love queuing up, right? Japanese just love queuing up. And then queuing up online, I think is a new experience for them. So great idea. I think that when they adapt it in China, they have lost the opportunity to give it a twist, to make it even bigger and more relevant in China, in the sense that we all live here, we understand that queuing up is not in the culture, it's not in the blood of Chinese. Sure. So I think that encouraging people to queue up online, we should at the same time not only give them the discount coupon or whatever, we should give them a good citizen, badge to reward, to behave like a good citizen.
So let them practice online.
Exactly. It would have been interesting, actually, if they would have allowed you to find a cheat so you could cut the line, but you get a lower discount. So when you get to the front, that would be interesting.
I think they should do an extra campaign to have a cheat line.
Exactly.
Why 做咩咁你眼度咁大呀？
Yeah, the interesting thing is the first time I see this ad is not on online or Hong Kong television. Okay, I cheat a little bit. This one is launched in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, but when I saw these ad is on Phoenix 凤凰卫视 a news report. After the news report, then they show this because they mention about what's going on. Because like Halloween is very popular in Hong Kong, become a very major festival. Sure. Yeah, the whole month actually, like the 2 theme park in Hong Kong is launching all sort of different kind of activity. Yeah, to celebrate the whole thing. Sure. Yeah, so. And then I'll say this piece of work is really outstanding because they so exaggerated and so dramatic. Yeah, they exactly like the ads. They say this time is really a big celebration for Halloween Republic. Right. Yeah, and then the execution and then the whole inside all the content tell a very interesting story. I think is pretty good. And then they can using not just normal media. Because when your piece of work is outstanding, like people will talk about it. Even a news station in China talk about it.
Did they comment on it when they showed it?
They comment on it. They show some of the footage and then they say, "Wow, this pretty hardcore." Yeah, and then it's quite fun. Let's have fun. That's the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's entertaining, but I think the film just lack of like a good idea, a simple idea. Right. So it's very executional, which I look at it like it's a nice piece of like music video. Yeah. I think the executional bit is fresh, and the client is quite daring as well because they dare to do all these scary things. Yeah, horns and work here. Yeah, but I think it's just lacks of a very simple idea. Right. Yeah.
I think the art director and the director are having a good time. But I don't think. Well, again, I'm not the target. But the way when I watched it, I really don't enjoy it. And also I think that it is not scary enough. In a sense that, because when we talk about thriller, when we talk about, thriller film or, horror film, it is not like, just showing you on your face, turning and then things turn. The mood, the lighting, the build-up, everything has to be right, but not in this format. Right. This format is almost like, you find it is almost like a dancing step. Right. The guy turn and that's why the eyeballs drop. It's almost like a dancing step rather than really, making people, kind of scared or, thrilled.
Well, it could be that the objective here is probably, as you mentioned, thriller is scarier, but in this case, it seems more like they're just commercializing the festival. Yeah. So in that sense, it's just to get people excited about it, not necessarily to scare the crap out of them.
And then, if they are trying to build up a party atmosphere, I don't feel that party atmosphere. Right. Yeah. It's just a bunch of people dancing in very monochromatic, way. Right. So, yeah.
So it seems like it's not the right
balance. But maybe because of Mayan not the target.
Yeah. But daring me up. No, I'm not the target.
So let's take a look at another one of Mayan's.
万德城3位新店长爆发内斗，12月9日，3家新店开张，争夺200万元奖品送给支持者。曹店长翟建伟，乐观搞笑，自封帅哥。
长得帅不是我的错，不投帅哥的票，那就是你的不对了。我爱你们，给我选票吧。小弟愿意为你去死，用选票砸死我吧！
许泾店长吴毅，脾气火爆，气场十足。
决议定了，投姐一票，管你200万还是2块半，谁敢跟姐抢，姐就让他完蛋！完蛋！完蛋！完蛋！完蛋！
大厂店长周大新，老谋深算，爱 出奇招。
又不是下象棋，帅有什么用？又不是抓贼，喊有什么用？我也会呀。知识经济时代，靠的是脑袋。投我一票，你们我绝不亏待。
请关注，请投票。
So they actually have the theme for individual store manager, and then they have the second phase, basically asking people to vote for your favorite manager. Some are giving away iPhone, some are giving away iPad, and etc. and etc. So try to see which one get the most popular vote, and then creating.
Did they release these?
Online, but at the same time on storefront, and also a lot of bus shelter, and also a lot of subway posters to drive traffic to the website. Yeah, I like it very much. Again, considering it is for electrical appliances chain store. Usually, the launch of some shop is pretty straightforward, right? A lot of ribbons, champagne or whatever, confetti, and then you have the starburst, a lot of starburst and etc. They still have starburst, but the starburst, yes, they still keep that mood and tone. But then I think the content is very different. But I'm sure the buzz will be, if not more, but definitely, will be creating a lot of discussion and buzz and traffic into the store.
Well, it's fun how they make fun of themselves.
Yes.
And how tacky they normally are.
Yes.
Right? And so it's kind of fun that they do that. And because they do that, then you actually get engaged.
I find it also very interesting. They would like to create tension between, because right now in China, everybody talk about 和谐, everything go at harmony. So, but this is interesting, because if you have fight each other, and got to vote, you definitely have this kind of tension. So it's quite dramatic.
All right. The idea behind this, I think, is a very simple idea. It allows you to build your own car.
Okay.
So
But what's the sort of twist? I mean, build your own car has been around for 6-7 years at least.
Okay. Because I think before that it's hard, because now you let consumer to participate, engage them to build their own car.
Right.
And I think the hope of this whole campaign is about that if your design is good enough, VW will help you to produce that car. So it could be the next VW car.
Right.
So I think that is very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
One great thing about this campaign is, I guess it is for Volkswagen. The first time ever, since their launch in China, the Santana or whatever, it's the first time ever they tell the Chinese public, the audience, what does their brand mean. It is a car for everyone. And that is why this, activation idea, inviting everyone to have your own version. So I think the spirit behind the brand, it's been told in the most engaging and vivid way. And then people start recognizing why they call this brand 大众. Because otherwise it's why 大众, right? So I think it's a great idea to put it together.
It's a good point, because in Europe, that VW is being perceived as people's car. And the whole campaign, actually, if you look at the title, it's all about People's Car Project. So I think it works very well for the brand.
I think exactly they go back to a brand purpose, like what the brand means. Yeah. And also, I think maybe we saw some of others like Viral, they have did, and Prenet Outdoor. This is, I think, is very complete, integrated kind of campaigns. Yeah. What I'm more curious is the result. Like, is there any real design car they come up with or to share that I don't know. Yeah. This is my curious. Yeah, they follow up. Yeah, because it seems if they just have a starting and then arouse a lot of noise and people involved participate, but at the end seems like no ending, fade away. So it's a waste.
Sure. And in fact, these things are really, especially when the brands are new to this type of engagement, these are usually very long-term type of missions. So do you find it sometimes difficult to explain to your client, you're not going to see results in 3 months perhaps. You'll see a spike in traffic, but that's really the start. It's what we do for the next 12 months that's going to change your sales or change people's perceptions. I mean, are they open to this, or do they still want to see incremental, real results?
That's why we really need a great client. We always believe that the type of client is, the type of work, and the type of client is always is a great mirror of how the client perceive advertising can work for them and what is their vision in terms of where their brand is moving towards. So I think that great clients always can help, or I shouldn't be saying help, it's the key ingredient for great campaign.
Also, but it's also quite a challenge in China, because I'll say there's a lot of local clients, they still have the mindset, especially these 10 years, they have a kind of habit with a short relationship rather than a long one. Like they call for pitch for like 1 year, after 1 year. Sure. Yeah. So, but we hope this will change. Yeah.
To us, I think it's more important that our point of view is about like asking the right questions. To us, is actually very important, because if the client know their problem, and we have to make sure their problem is problem.
Right.
So that's how we tackle it. So we have to ask the right questions. Then actually, if you look at the communications way, it's very simple. Like once you know about the right questions, if you know how to ask the right questions, then basically what we have to do is to find the right answer for them. So, and to the marketers, they have to know about their problem.
Right.
Yeah.
我现在才知道，爱是会被嫌弃的。原来我的爱会对自己造成伤害。为了家人的健康，在白饭里加了糙米，从此种下了深深的伤痛。如果你也有同样的遭遇，就能了解那种无能为力，那种痛种在心里，很深很痛，怎样都去不掉。我不敢想象这种痛也有走出来的一天。
So this version of it at the end is like the mom happy because they really actually they eating the fiber rice. Right. Yes, yeah. So this and then it launched in Taiwan. Yeah, very interesting story. The way of telling story, very insightful, because like housewife, they would like to serve the family with healthy stuff. But most of this healthy stuff, like the fiber rice, is very difficult. It's not tasty. Yeah. So, but the drama with that, because I also use very Asian kind, because when you eat something, the reaction of the kids, like the rice come out and face to her face, and then she feel hurt, like nearly commit suicide. The whole thing. I like the black humor of the whole film, so it's very interesting. I think also also you can tell from a Taiwan market, they have these different kind of way to appreciate the humor. Right. Yes, yeah.
I really like the film, so I got nothing to say. Okay. I think it's like it has a very good insights. Like mom, cook for the family.
Sure.
Yeah. So and they use a humor way to dramatize the whole thing, the problem and solution.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Coca-Cola was launching a regional TVC in Hong Kong, so we asked ourselves, is it possible to take this traditional TVC and turn it into something transformational? Like this. Chop, meaning rapid motion, is the latest slang word used by Hong Kong teens. We chucked in some chop and turned an otherwise traditional TV ad into Hong Kong's and Coca-Cola's first ever interactive TV gaming promotion. How? We created an iPhone app where teens could catch the tumbling bottle caps from the TVC to win instant prizes. Step 1. Download the app. Step 2. Wait for the TVC to air at 10 PM each night.
全港首個手機 App 戳獎電視廣告，即開手機 App 準備戳獎。獎品總值超過2000萬，戳中即獎。
Step 3. Chop or swing your phone to catch instant prizes straight from the screen.
Talk.
Every chop can instantly win you discounts, mobile games, and other exclusive virtual collectibles. Results. To date, our ad has been watched fanatically over 9 million times on TV, YouTube, and Weibo. That's 1.28 times for every man, woman, child, and teen in Hong Kong. It's simply the most successful Hong Kong Coke TVC in 35 years, opening happiness to new heights.
Talk.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, 2 points, on this case. First being, the team has very cleverly, bringing new life to a very traditional media, i.e. the TV. Okay, this is point number 1. Point number 2 is really for us fellow, for the fellow creatives, especially working on global account. We are always being forced to use global campaign. And because of this not invented here syndrome, don't worry. Because of this not invented here syndrome, people will take it very, passively. And I think the team, really hats off, to them is, okay, they have to run a global ad. What can we do? Is to make the most out of it. And I think they have proven that you can do that with, the right kind of attitude and with tons of passion.
You got mail.
日本进口美女机器人不但可以与你作伴，还能帮你打扫房间、煮饭做菜、洗衣服，
免费试用。喂，你们这儿可以免费试用美女机器人吗？
没错，现在预定的话，明天就能收到。
哦。谁啊？
送快递的。
怎么回事？你们不是说美女机器人吗？这哪是美女啊？这明明是个男人嘛！
喂，我刚刚捡到这个手机，你认识机主吗？赶快通知他来拿呀！
哎，你要干嘛？放开！你干嘛？什么东西啊？你根本不是机器人，你到底是谁？
我不想跟你多废话，我来这里只是想替你清洁一下马桶。
你到底是谁？
你知道吗？就在今天，你的女朋友 Jenny 会跟你分手。
怎么可能？我们的关系一直很好。
你们关系好，你们一直在吵架，对不对？
那都是一些小事儿。
她嫌你脏，不讲卫生。
你怎么知道？
因为我就是你。3天前才叫你把马桶洗一下，可你根本没听进去。今天是你们相识3年的纪念日，他特地买了蛋糕，想给你一个惊喜。你们本该度过快乐的一天，可是当他发现厕所马桶依然很脏的时候，他爆发了。
你有没有上马桶？我受不了你了！我们分手吧。
啊
！5年来，我一直都在想念他，可是他再也没有出现过。后来有人发明了时光机器，我出了高价让他把我送回来几天时间。
不能带着他，我必须带着他，否则回去就没有意义了。
所以我就出现在了这里。那我该怎么办？微猛洁厕泡，这怎么用啊？很简单，只要这么一按一推就可以了。每次冲水的时候，洁厕泡就会起作用，清洁马桶。一支微猛洁厕泡内含6颗洁厕凝胶，每支使用可冲水500次，时间可达1个半月之久。而且无论你是否冲水，这朵凝胶状的花朵都会散发出清新的气味，让你生活更轻松。好了，我该走了。希望我回去的时候能看到 Jenny 在我的身边。大哥，你放心，从今天开始我一定好好做人。等等。
你听我解释，你听我解释。
我跟你真的就没想到是这样的，我真瞎了眼，我以后再也不想见人了。
你听我解释，你听我解释，你听我解释，你听我解释，事情不是你想象的那样的。
我要听解释，我要跟你分手。
嗨，马桶脏了，冲不干净，难道只能刷吗？不，经过全球科学家联合研制，微猛洁厕泡横空出世，革新泡筒设计，每支内含6粒洁厕凝胶，轻轻一推，凝胶即紧贴马桶内壁，呈现漂亮花儿朵状，冲水即清洁，并能持续散发清新气味，每支可使用长达1个半月。那得看你每天吃多少，省时省力 hold 得住，让你1秒钟变超人。哦，什么？现在跳楼价只要19.8块，钱还不快抢啊！
Very good example to how to make use of a product to create an interesting story.
Right.
So if you look at the product demo, it's the same old boring product, it's a toilet cleaner.
Right.
But I think the director, because this director is up and coming and is getting more famous in China now, it's called Hu Ge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's the one who helped the client to create this whole content, story.
Right.
So I think another point is actually, if you look at the story, there's actually a message sending out to all the, the lazy guys, the Zainan, that, don't be lazy, wash your toilet.
Right.
If not, your girlfriend will drop you. So I think which is very good.
So this also looks like it was an online.
It's online,
Yeah, thanks for this online space. The client now is more daring to experiment.
Right.
And the good thing about, if you look at all this viral video, right, their hit is actually, their hit is actually larger than the actual commercial. So it's more effective in the way that why, client, nowadays client directly contact all these directors, to
Don't
do
tell
that.
the client, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. He's been doing for 7-Up and quite a number of brands.
So is this something that traditionally you were perhaps more wary of using because of the different territories in China and the different perhaps interpretations of humor, and this is now becoming easier to do online?
I think again it is about whether the client want to talk about humor or use humor publicly in a CCTV level, or whether he can be quietly or individually using humor in the internet. So I think that's why I said thanks for the online space. The clients now become more daring and more open for more experiment, and that's why from a lot of these executions you can see that the humor is actually quite key. But at the same time, don't forget a lot of them are only happening on the digital space. It's not in the CCTV channels. So I think that is a very different platform, if you will.
So I think my point of view, if you look at, I think the audience is always ready. I think also our industry also play a very important role, because if you look at Jim Carrey, it always works in China. All these like Thai stupid ads and like crazy ads and funny movie, it always works in China. So I think the client and agency also have to rethink the whole thing, right? Because humor is international. If you can do it good, I think it's always work.
But I think the key point is though that they're also not just playing for laughs. They've actually picked real issues. So the whole Zainan issue, that's actually a real issue. And that's why it's funny, because the target audience is all watching it thinking, I better go clean my toilet right now.
But I think mine strikes a very interesting point, because like if all the films go onto CCTV, you got to go through the censorship. Right. And it's very hard, to be honest. Nowadays, because of the viral and internet, give you a very good space to do that.
Great. Yeah. I think also these can tell, that's why all the Weibo and all the online channel Youku is very popular, because that is the real demand. Like exactly, they need that kind of humors, they need a good storytelling, they need entertainment. But like Man say, CCTV, more like a corporate kind of media. So I tried it 5 years ago. I do some like 10 minutes ads, like 5 version to put on CCTV. So
what's the media money like?
It's quite a lot. But at the end they use I have 5 version. Like at the end it's like they keep telling you different kind of reason you're not allowed to put these on CCTV. So I think still that is difficult part we have to go through. But thanks the online.
And also I think like human, we always like in our industry, always when we work, we send things for research to get things right. If you look at the overall human insights, human don't like things to be right. For instance, Lady Gaga is off, right? But people like it. So maybe we have to rethink the whole thing,
Right. Great. Well, Kevin, Mayan, Fan, thanks for joining us on Thoughtful China.
Thank you very much.
That wraps it up for today. Be sure to subscribe to us on Tudo and YouTube, and you can also follow us on Weibo and Twitter. We'll see you again.